G'day everyone, I'm Raid0AU and welcome to a first look at a game called Planet Nomads. This is a game produced by a development team in the Czech Republic going by the name of Crane Balls. There's about 20 developers in the team and better known so far for their work on mobile games, and most notably for a series of games called Overkill on mobile, which achieved quite a bit of success. But this is their first foray into a PC game, as far as I'm aware. And it is very much a building, crafting, and eventually a survival type game. This is the first release that they've put out in closed alpha. It's due to enter Steam Early Access in the first quarter of next year, so 2017. And at the moment, the build at the moment is very much a tech demo or a proof of concept type thing. It only has creative mode in it, no survival elements, and there's about 50 or so building blocks to play around with. It will have space flight and things like that in it. That's not in it at the moment. It's limited to one planet and building bases and ground vehicles at the moment. So thought we'd have a look at it. I think you'll see a few similarities between other games, a few sort of a few nods of the head towards other games that you may have played. So we'll jump straight into a new game, and we'll call this one First Look. And we'll just create it. This is built in the Unity engine. And the premise is that you've crash landed on a planet, and you need to eventually, with the survival element, you'll need to survive, build yourself a base, work on building, eventually building up to getting yourself a spacecraft and getting off this planet, at which point a whole series of other planets will come into play. So you can see here the terrain. Now this, we are limited, you'll see here, you might be able to see in the background on the video, I can certainly see it here in the game, a bit of a grid pattern there. That's already been addressed by the developers, and they're in the process of working towards a transition to Unity 5.4, I believe it is. And that will help with some of their texturing to get rid of that, hopefully. But you can see, I think it looks quite good so far. We are limited to one planet at the moment. It's 64 kilometers in diameter. Has multiple biomes, which we'll explore. It has dynamic weather. As you can see, it's starting to rain now. Has a day and night cycle. So all in all, doesn't look too bad. And as I said, there is a building element to this game. It's getting very dark here at the moment. Now, one thing I will point out, if I press F, look at that. Space building game, Empyrean developers. Please take note. If we're able to build a spacesuit, we're able to put a light on it. Please, please, please give us a light in Empyrean. But anyway, back to Planet Nomads. Just going to come down to like a flattish area down here. And hopefully this isn't too dark for you guys to be able to see properly. But this will do. And we're just going to build ourselves the basic, just a basic little buggy. So the first thing we want to put down is we want to put a jack down to be able to build on. So there we go. There's our jack. And then we're wanting to put a cockpit up. Then we just bring up the other blocks here. If I bring up the building block side of things, we'll just go through that quickly first. So we got this is your building block menu. So we've got some interior blocks here, interior walls, windows, floors, doorways. Energy, there's a generator there. Under utility, we've got the cockpit. There's fences, fence corners, there's a rotating plate, hinges, some searchlights, the jack, tripod light, a beacon, and an indoor light. The mobility, we've got wheels and suspension. Basic blocks, just basic building blocks here of different shapes. And that's basically what we've got to play with. So now, for our buggy here, what we now want to do is we just want to build this out a little bit. Yeah, probably like that. And we want to place these are our generators. We want to place these down. Now you'll see here, anyone who's played Empyrean, you'll see a familiarity here with the axes. We can change the axis that it's going to rotate on, and you rotate it using the mouse wheel. It doesn't want to go there. Alright. Looks like it only wants to connect like that. Okay. But we can put a second one up there. Alright, we'll put 2 generators on this one. Okay. Next thing we want to do is go in with our suspension. We're going to want to rotate that down like that. Stick one there. Stick one there. And just doing the basic buggy build. Nothing special. Okay, so that's our suspension in place. So now we need some wheels. So we'll stick some wheels on. So going the right way. Yep. It's going the right way. That's not going the right way. Or is it? No, that's the way we want it to go. We want it to go like that. Okay. So, this is where it can be a little bit confusing. We definitely don't want it round like that. Or like that. You know what, let's put them on, then we can play around with the drive mechanisms. There we go, we've got our 4 wheels on. Alright. Now if we press tab on the wheel here, you'll see a number of different options here. So we've got slow speed, forward direction, so that's going in the right direction. Yep. Yep, it's going in the right direction. We can change our speed to regular speed, fast speed. I'll just set them to regular speed. Then we want to come around this other side. Now this side, they're not going the right direction. So we want that going that way. We want that going that way. Set them both to regular speed. And on these ones we want these to be steering. So it's got no steering at the moment. And we want steering on that one. And we want to put some steering on this one. So I suppose just with that little bit there, you can imagine that as you start to add more and more wheels onto these things, it can get quite complex. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to come up to our generators here, and we need to press on that because we need to actually connect these to power the wheels. So we want that to power there. This one here we're going to do with the back wheels. That one then links there. You can see the little links sort of demonstrated there as you're doing this. They will disappear once we go out of this menu system. That one we need to link to this wheel, and that one to this wheel. Go. Alright, so that's those all linked up. Next thing we're going to want is probably some, let's go into our building menu. Probably some lights. Top mount. Front mount. Right, let's stick some of those down there and a top mount ones. So we'll just get out of that menu, and do we want to change the block? I think we probably want to change the block what we're using, probably to that. Yep. Now, so these are front mounted. Now we do have a little jetpack here. Now it doesn't want to mount onto those, but I'm thinking what we might be able to do here is to our blocks here. Let's have a look, see what we've got. Alright, I think we just go back with those blocks. Probably going to make it a bit ugly, but probably bring them back here maybe. No, it won't let me put them on there. So, oh well, that's okay. We won't worry about that then. But what we do need to do is, and we'll just use this one, power that, and this one to power that light. We need to make sure we've got everything powered. Yep, okay. Alright, now the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this jack, which we can do just by right clicking. Okay, So there we go, that's now down. And that should now be functional, hopefully. We jump in it. Now you can change your view to a third person view. And as you can see, it's a very basic buggy at the moment, but certainly it's something that can be advanced on. I think we might just head north, head up, and see what we can find. So you can see there the independent suspension's working. Few little oddities with it, a bit of skidding and things like that, but otherwise working pretty well. So you can see a bit of skidding here. That's something that's also been acknowledged by the developers, and that is something they're working on. So now this planet does have a number of different biomes on it. Tends to be most noticeable when you're heading north and south, and try not to hit too much stuff. It's one thing I have found a little bit odd with it, that some of the stuff on the terrain doesn't really affect you, but other stuff will absolutely. Like, that can be expected. If you're going to run into a rock, then you can expect it to have an effect. But there's been some little these trees here, like they break, but they're like little shrubs type thing. Oh, it looks like we're getting a bit of snow or something. It's getting dark though. But as you can see, it's all working pretty well. I'll get out from under me. So yeah, a few little physics things going on there, but as far as a, I suppose a proof of concept or a indication of what might be to come. Whee! Here we go. That's 360 there. Get out from that tree. It's probably quite good. Now unfortunately it is quite dark, so oh, I just knocked that tree over. There you go, you can knock trees over. Now the only thing I'm not sure of is whether the sun rises in the east on this planet. This area with all these little bushes is a bit of a nightmare. Be nice if we could get into a sunlit area. Alright. So I reckon what we can do now is, and you can see there's a third person view here for yourself. The planet over there where hopefully we will be able to go and visit one day. Okay, so if we come back to the building side of things, I mean effectively then, you know, there's nothing to stop us. And you'll notice as I'm adding blocks here, the weight is dropping down the and you'll see the is pulling down the back of the vehicle. And if we go into our menus here, we can also change our suspensions from low to moderate to high pressure suspension. So okay, I want to go to the suspension. We go low pressure, moderate pressure. Go. Oh, it just stiffens it all up a little bit. To be honest, that's probably going to make it just a touch harder to build with, but to drive with. But then there's nothing to stop us actually coming in here and going, all right, you know what? Let's stick another set of wheels on. We are getting some sunlight coming in, so that's good. Can't really tell where it's coming, which direction it's coming from, but okay. Let's now come down like that. So 5. Alright, so once again we need to connect these ones up to electricity, so and at the moment these all have unlimited power, and this one, it's got forward direction, regular speed. Now this one's actually going the opposite, so we need it to go that direction and regular speed. We'll see how this goes. Now I'm imagining that turning is going to be an issue on this because I've got 2 wheels at the back here providing forward momentum, and only I've got 4 wheels at the back here providing forward momentum as well as these ones at the front, but these ones are the only ones doing any sort of steering, so we'll see. Alright, let's jump in. Go back out to our... Oh, I'm stuck. And I reckon it's those wheels stuck in the ground there. Because I didn't put it on a jack. Alright. Let's see if we can't fix that quickly. Is there any way of... Let's see, can I put a jack? Put a jack there, but I can't get one under here, can I? Alright. Okay, so take that wheel off, take that one off, and take that off, take that off. Can we get a jack underneath? No, we can't. So, I reckon the only way of actually getting the jacks underneath would be you'd have to build a some platform or something to get them up onto, so you could add more stuff. Maybe. It's the only thing I can think of, because at the moment there's just no way of getting that jack underneath there. And in fact now there's no way of getting a jack under any of it. So only other thing I can think of is high low pressure, moderate pressure, and high pressure really doesn't do anything. So, alright. What would be nice would be to be able to, when you're going to go and place the jack underneath, would be to be able to compress it, put it underneath, and then jack it up. That would make more sense. I mean, considering that it's supposed to be a jack. Now, unless I'm missing something, and there is a way of doing that, it's something I can certainly have a look at. But yeah, we have got our little explorer vehicle here. Well, over that rock. And it's functional and it works. And I think it's it's probably a pretty good positive sign of what may be to come for this game. So I'm certainly looking forward to the survival side of things. I'm not very much of a someone who likes to play in creative mode too much. I like to play in survival. But there's a first look of Planet Nomads. So let me know what you think in the comments. Probably what I'll do is just going to make just a handful of videos on this. Maybe do one more video at the moment on it, just building a small base or something, and we'll have a look at some of the other blocks. And then as updates come through, we'll have little update videos on it, just so to keep people in the loop. But certainly getting the vibe of I suppose space engineers combined with Empyrean, sort of a combination of the two, which is probably no bad combination, I'd have to say. So yeah, certainly a level of detail that has been put into just this little, I suppose, snapshot of what the game could be. I'm liking it a lot, and shows huge amounts of promise for the future. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've watched. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you all next time. I'm Raid 0AU, signing out.